Hello, everybody. My name is Ed. I'm in my armchair, and the smoking lamp is lit. Guess what I'm smoking today? My newest favorite pipe. Look at this beauty. This is a Stanwell. Remember, this is my month, and next month, and maybe a little bit more into June, to smoke every one of my Stanwell pipes. I'm doing 2 a day, at least. And this one here, it's weird. It's listed as a just slightly curved billiard, but it's an oval shank. So it's like a Canadian. For some reason in Stanwell, they didn't list it as a Canadian, but I got it. My newest Stanwell, it just came in earlier today. So, because I was going to do this video, I cleaned it up, checked it out. This was in great shape. And considering how old this is a Stanwell Sexton Everson design pipe in their trademark era. That means can be early as 1948 to, I think, somewhere around 65. So it is in that area. So it's an old pipe, great shape, no teeth marks at all. The logo's kind of out of here, just in great shape. So I didn't have to do anything to it. Otherwise, I just, sanitized it a little bit, because it's new to me. So I did some basics on it. But let me tell you about this guy. Hold on a second. I'm back. So this guy is basically in great shape, kind of a cross grain, has a nice bird's eye. It is Beauteous Megamus Maximus. That's Latin, But this is kind of where the I think the notes on Stanwell, it's kind of hard to know which one is. There's conflicting things. So I am revamping my list of Stanwells and redoing some research on it. But anyway, this is the type of stuff you also have to have. This is a Stanwell 11. Now you may remember I have a bunch of 11. This is the first one ever. It is also a Stanwell Sexton Everson design. Completely different pipes. But both 11, both by Sexton Everson. So you have to keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out what I need for my collection. And face it, I already have over 130 Stanwell pipes. duplicates, some of the sense of I'll get it a second time if we got to have something better. So that's the woes I have to go through for doing this. Incredible. Also, haven't mentioned this before, but what I'm smoking, I got a tub Prince Albert. And I've mentioned before, this was my grandfather's blend. It's the one I used for some of Paladin's codger challenges. So I had one, this was quite a few years back, but one whole month where that is the only thing I smoked. And since I had this almost a brand new bag or tub at that time, what I decided to do for the Stanwells, for this trip, the smoking of every pipe, to smoke every pipe, I decided for the Stanwells, I'm only going to smoke Prince Albert in them. Be consistent with all of the Stanwells. I'm kind of paying attention to the Stanwells a little bit more because of it. So that's kind of neat. I'm having fun. What can I say? Blah, 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 blah. So to continue, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me being a signalman in the Navy. But first, we're going to do a VR to EZembers. Ethan, got another Ethan in the group. 100 subs, I always pass that, you like him. He's, again, new, but he's putting out some good videos. And, anywho, he's asking, it's VR only, and he's asking about your bad cat, bad dog, your pet. So I have something we have to show you. Arrgh. No, we're not doing your teddy bear. That doesn't count. Oh, Doc, don't even try. The pet that I'm going to be talking about is something I'm doing for the government. I have one of the baddest animals out there. Teeth. They can kill you in a second. They work in pairs, death pairs. I basically have some of these because they are just so evil. So the government has asked me to have a few of them so that they're not out in the open killing people. I am saving lives doing this. So let's take a look at them. See if we can catch them napping. Maybe not. We'll have to see.
I don't know, we'll see them. Oh my gosh, oh my God, oh my God. Oh no. Oh, there's two of them, a death squad. Oh, what? More? Okay. I'm sorry, I can't handle it anymore. That's enough, that's enough.
Were you just as scared as I am? Again, don't tell anybody. You know, the press and stuff. If they find out that I'm having some of these animals, it's top secret. So last week, I was telling you about how, again, I'm a signalman in the Navy, Vietnam time, and I'm going to be telling you a bunch of different stuff that we did, but I mentioned the flashing light Morse code. And after I did the video, actually it was a couple days later, I thought of an instance that I'm just going to share for you. Again, the flashing lights that we used for Morse code was a 2-foot round refractive mirror on in the back and a 1,000-watt light bulb. Now we were out with a cruiser and a few other destroyers. Now a cruiser, just to let you know, is pretty much like, you're more familiar with battleships. Battleships, you know, they have the 9 main guns. They're 16-inch. 16-inch. And that is incredible. We went out with the Jersey once out there. Now I've had a tour of it in Camden Harbor, right across the river from Philadelphia. In fact, a little extra trivia. If the Jersey were to fire all of its guns broadside, all same way, that battleship will actually be displaced in the water. And I forget how many feet, but something that big will be pushed back because of those guns. Anyway, a cruiser, especially in those days, cruiser almost looked like a battleship, except for it was just a little bit smaller. Their guns were 14 inches, not 16. And give you a little reverence, my little destroyer, our guns were 5 inches. So big stuff. We were out in daylight. We had a fog so deep we couldn't see anything. Again, it was daylight. And the captain of the board of the cruiser basically had all of the ships kind of getting close to him because nobody could see nothing. So we kind of grouped them a little bit closer. So we're out there as signalmen, and we had to keep an eye on both sides for everything, for any possible light, but we couldn't see any ship at all. I have never been so thick of a fog. Just incredible. Again, we're just off the coast of Vietnam. We're within rains if anybody, wanted to do something. Of course, they wouldn't be able to see us, but if they did. Now, a cruiser also has a bigger light than my signal bridge did, more powerful light. Of course, we're looking on what would be the horizon for any ship and stuff. Again, couldn't see anything, but we knew the ships were getting closer. They were grouping together. And I almost didn't see it, but I was looking straight out, and then all of a sudden, I looked up at more than like a 50-degree angle at a not that far of a distance. The flashing light. Basically, that cruiser was so incredibly close to us, and we couldn't see it. So we were able to get the message through the flashing lights, Morse code. So incredible to me. I mean, you just got to imagine, we're already up 90 foot up in the air, or 80 foot, something like that, and we're looking up at this light. That meant that cruiser was right on top of us. Just incredible. Anyway, I started thinking about that. Thought you might want to know. So, another thing the signalman did was communicated with Semaphore. This is basically, let's see if you can see it. Little sticks. Basically, 2 Oscar flags. Semaphore. Now, we didn't use that as much, but we could, ship to ship for communication, but usually we weren't that close. But we had 20 power binoculars that we could read Semaphore if need be. With the flags, basically, as a signalman, our nickname was Flags. People called us that. More likely, it was skivvy wavers. So, the Semaphore would be our communication. Again, we had the letters of the alphabet, symbols for, numbers. What we used it, well, not a lot, but we would use it if one of our boats had to leave our ship. A signalman was assigned to that boat, and so we'd be communicating with our ship through Semaphore because we, it could be seen. We would have a handheld light if need be. On my last tour, I was the boat signalman. So whenever the boat left the ship, I was designated one. I had flare guns. I had the Semaphore flags, a light. And this was something else that kind of came to mind. I mean, as a boat, I, did go up a couple rivers. Da Nang Harbor, quite a few trips there. Well, one time, and I don't know if any captain of the two ships was paying attention to the fact that there was a boat there, but we had to go. We had another destroyer with us, and we had to go to that destroyer to pick up something. And I think it was kind of very important. Movies. So we launched the boat, and we're heading towards the other ship. Now we're off the coast, Vietnam, not that far off the coast from Vietnam. And as we're going towards that other ship, and now you're on, the ocean, so your visibility isn't that far because you're not up in the air. Our ship was going away from us because they're patrolling, so they're going away from us. But the boat we're heading to was going away from us in the opposite direction. So here, Mom, the boat signalman, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden we saw it happening, our ship went over the horizon. We couldn't see it. And the ship we're heading towards, since it was going away from us, was also off the horizon. And for a brief time, we don't see any of those ships. All we see is the Vietnam coast. And also I was thinking, I just had this going through my mind, my head. It's just, some Viet Cong could come out with a boat and grab us. Now, I didn't think that could happen, but at the time, that's what I'm thinking. My gosh, neither of the ships can see us. We can't see them. Somebody can come out and capture us. It's like, what? And definitely, if we were within, we could buy, I don't know, rifle shot, but if they had any kind of artillery, they could get us because we were kind of hugging the shore. Nothing happened, but it's amazing what stuff can go through your head. I just leave it at that. I overthought the whole situation, but it, to me, was kind of scary. Eventually, the ships came around and were coming back, and all was well. But a little story. Thanks for listening. Well, I hope you like this. And remember, if you don't like this, you're not going to get to heaven. So may your smoking lamp always be lit. Take care out there.